Yes, the designers of Dimensions Counted Cross Stitch Kits do intend you to use that many strands of floss. And yes, they do intend for you to mix full and half cross stitches. I'm Michelle, this is my Romantic Tangle, and the first time I sat down to start one of these kits and started looking at the directions, I panicked. And the thing I panicked over was the half cross stitches, which in hindsight makes no sense. I asked about it in a cross stitch group I was in online at the time, and I was assured that it was worth the extra effort, that it gave these kits their texture and depth. And I can't remember, it has been so many years, what happened with that kit, if I started it at all, let alone finished it. But these days I stitch Dimensions kits as charted, and if you're getting ready to start one, I would like to gently encourage you to do the same. Once you get the needle threaded with those multiple strands of floss, it's not any harder to stitch with 5 or 6 strands than with 2. And if you just did this in full cross stitches with 2 strands, you would lose the variation in texture and in color. The way that the details and the butterfly stand out on Travel Memories, the sky and dock and cabin on Morning Lake, I am the first to admit that I struggled with the black on 18 count, but I am glad that I did it. There's a difference between the delicate blue sky on Beacon at Daybreak and the heavy clouds, and I think the rocks down here at the bottom, once I finally get there, it adds a lot to stitch these as charted. And I've seen more and more people online lately saying that they just use 2 strands, do the whole thing in full cross stitch, and there's not a reason not to. It's just not going to look the same. I use the original needle that came with the chart, at least until I lose it. And when I have however many strands of floss that I need for the stitch, I cut them with a pair of sharp scissors so I have a straight edge that I am trying to push through the eye of the needle. It makes threading the needle much easier when working with more than 2 strands. I check and double check the chart to make sure whether I am doing full or half cross stitches and how many strands I am supposed to be using. And if you're doing counted cross stitch from a chart, you really should be doing that anyway to make sure you have the right color. I love these kits. I love the texture and the depth, and I love the way that those half cross stitches on some of them, especially Travel Memories, make them work up so much quicker. Let me know in the comments if you stitch Dimensions Gold Collection or the regular Dimensions kits. Do you stitch them as charted, or do you make substitutions to fit your own taste? I'd love to hear about it. Thanks for watching. I'm Michelle. This is my Romantic Tangle, and I'll be back with you with more stitching, thrifting, quilting, and knitting videos soon.